to my 10-minute how-to video series. I'm going to show you how to make a flower arrangement in no time flat, just using some oasis, some plastic film and some greenery that I've picked from my garden. Haven't even got any flowers in it. Hope you have fun. Now, to do our arrangement today, we need some of that green spongy oasis that florists use. You can buy that in florist supply or El Cheapo shops. I've just wrapped mine up that's been soaked in water for a couple of hours, wrapped it in some florist film and secured it with a couple of rubber bands. Okay, afterwards I'll tie a ribbon around it and make it look a bit more beautiful. You need some secateurs and a pair of scissors. From the garden today, I've got some leaves from a plant that I don't even know what it's called, so we're going to pop those at the back. Some succulents that we have growing in our garden. If you haven't got flowers, they make like a flower substitute, only they're green. I've got some baby nandina, which is a Japanese type thing, and when you chop the middles of those out, you end up with these. See how there's nothing in the middle, but you've got leaves out to the side. We're going to use those for splaying out of the arrangement to the sides, and then we'll use some of these for taller stuff at the back. And the seed pods from those look like this. Okay, they're great. They go sort of reddish, and sometimes they'll have berries still left on them, but they're great for just filling in bits and pieces too. I've also got some seed pods from day irises. They're flowers that, you know, only flower for a day and leave you with nice crunchy sort of seed pods. So they look great. And the last thing I'm going to use is some bookleaf pine. So that's going to be our backing. So let's get started, because we're trying to do this in less than 10 minutes. Start in the back corner by poking in these tall things. Okay, slightly overlapping, splaying them out so it will just create a feature in this corner. And now we're going to chop them off. Okay, so we'll go upwards. So just chopping. So they've grown nice and tall. Sorry, I'll try and show you. Grown nice and tall, but now we've chopped them off so they're shorter. Because we're only doing a fairly smallish arrangement, we don't need them to be too tall. So they still look quite tall, but you'll see at the end what it actually looks like. Now let's put our feature in, which is the little succulents, and they can come over here in this corner. I've tried to cut the edges a bit pointy. I don't know if you can see that that's pointy, so that it slots in really easily. So that one can go sort of in the middle. This one needs its stalk a little bit shorter, can go towards the front. See how you can be fairly forceful with them? You know, flowers grow nice and delicately, and then we just poke them in. And this one can go down the front here. With the oasis, it's very forgiving. So if you poke something in and you're not quite sure about where you've put it, and you don't really like it there, you can actually move it to somewhere else. Okay, now let's get some baby nandina and we'll start poking that in. So put the stalk in, and then it kind of splays out to the sides, and it will fill in gaps. With the pieces that we cut out of the middle, they can sort of go around the place too. And we'll have a bit of a feature of baby nandina out there. So this creates a nice little green fine leaf feature, and they've got red stems, which actually show up quite nicely. I don't tend to throw anything away, so things that I cut off with tiny little stalks, they get poked into, and everything helps, because you want your arrangement to look fairly full. Okay, so we're starting to fill all that up now. And we've got a couple of bigger pieces that we can have. We'll just keep poking them in. Oops. Sometimes you go to poke something in and it goes straight out the back because you completely miss the oasis. Just have another aim and you'll get it in. Now, it doesn't matter how poor a gardener you are, pretty much everybody has something in their garden that they can cut down. And I go for months of the year without having any flowers. And even when we do have flowers, we don't have masses of them. So in the meantime, I just use greenery. And as you'll see as we go along, you can actually make a really good arrangement with greenery. Now let's use some bookleaf pine to fill in a gap at the back here. That'll take over that corner, and we can probably pop some out to the side to make that look good. There we go. Okay, so that fills up that corner. Now we've got some of our little red stalks that are left from the baby Nandina. Let's poke those in and fill up a little bit more space. If you're new to flower arranging, I hope that from this series you'll learn that you don't need to be frightened of arranging flowers. If you work with oasis rather than trying to arrange in a vase, you'll find that you get a whole lot further. I can't actually arrange things in a vase to save myself, so I use the oasis, and that really is very helpful. Now, just move that for a moment. With these seed pods, we'll just cut them down, cut a few that are around about the same size, and then we can kind of poke them in together as a bit of a feature. I quite often put things in bunches in my arrangements. And that works quite well. You can even sort of tie up pieces of old dead twigs, tie them up with florist wire, and you might be able to come up with a decent little extra feature by doing that. So I'm going to go for this corner over here. We'll just start poking them in there, and sometimes these have got a little bit of a bend, so they'll go in different directions. You can also, if you want to get really creative, get yourself a can of spray paint, and you can spray these silver, gold, and I've even sprayed them blue, and they look quite stunning. If you've got an arrangement that's only green and you simply don't have any flowers, you whack a few of these in a medium blue spray, and they will make an arrangement look fantastic. Now, if you've got a bit of a curve on your succulents stem, you might find that sometimes it's a bit hard to poke the leaves in. Now, I'll try and take that back to where you can see, but I think we've finished our arrangement. Let's just have a look. Clean off the bench a bit, and let's just see if we can get it into a spot where you can see it a bit more clearly. Anyway, I'll take some photos of it and put them at the end of the video. But I think you'll find that in less than 10 minutes, we've done an arrangement that you would probably be proud to give to somebody. Thanks for joining me today. Stay tuned for video number 3 to come up shortly. Bye for now.